Hamish and Andy.
Haim, exciting times for every actor in Australia.
I think everyone's going to be in Ben-Hur, which has just been announced. It's a giant arena spectacular, and it's narrated by possibly the greatest narrator you could ever get, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he joins us right now. Russell, how are you?
Hello, boys.
What's happening? Well, I know what's happening. You are set to be a part of Ben-Hur, the arena spectacular.
Yes, I'm going to narrate the story bits in between the scenes.
Well, before I knew it was narrated, I thought, geez, held onto the gladiator suit and he's been keen to get it out again.
It is the story of a slave that defies the Roman Empire.
Yeah, now hold on. I was a general first in that one before I was a slave.
True.
And this one, he's a prince before he's a slave, so it's completely different.
It's been tweaked for copyright purposes. Can I just ask, what is above a spectacular? Because it's bigger than a spectacular.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to work out what the word to use, because I've seen the DVD footage they did of it when it was live in Paris, and this thing's just gigantic, man. You know,
it's $15 million. There's thousands of people on stage. There's boats. There's a chariot race. No offense to Greece, but I saw Greece, the arena spectacular. If that's a spectacular, this thing's Armageddon.
It's huge, man. The part of the fun is the variables of a chariot race.
Yeah, of course.
You know? And actually, when the boat gets invaded, the slave ship is invaded by female pirates.
Cool.
You know?
Any chance that we could see a spin-off
like
arena spectacular?
These guys have been in my mind when I'm sleeping, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've always wanted to be invaded by female pirates.
Yes.
The Bustoneers.
See how you guys went quiet then? You too, right?
Yeah, both of us.
I'm just Googling female pirates.
Russell, you like this. Your job is, of course, to narrate Ben-Hur, the first of all at ANZ Stadium. And a friend of ours here that works at this coast, did you hear that Russell Crowe's going to commentate the...
and they're coming around the outside. I think that's Julius Maximus.
Here comes Busty Pirate number 4.
Yeah.
Stage name Amber,
and
real name Kelly.
Wiping up the rear. You know that old gag.
Russell, how are you going at narration? I mean, do you read storybooks to the kids? Do you have different voices, or will you just go for
I've dug myself a pretty deep hole with the kids, you know, because occasionally I'll get really into what I'm doing and do all the voices and stuff, you know. And then on the night, of course, you're just not into doing it, you know. That's all they want you to do, you know. You know? I read The Princess Bride to my older boy, Charlie, you know, and I did Fezzik's voice, you know. Somebody want a peanut? And all that sort of rubbish, you know. And now he wants it all the time. So it's like, you know, mate, it took me a while to build up the performance energy for that, you know.
I'm going to give you a 30% performance tonight, Charlie. That's all Dad's got in him.
Well, I wondered that with, you know, if you have dress-up parties for your kids or so on, have you ever put yourself in a position where you're the character? I mean, my dad tried to do a Batman when I was younger and so on, but I just knew it was him.
Right.
You're a professional actor. Do you ever go the whole hog on dress-ups or anything like that? Because you'd be very convincing.
Jodie Foster sent me a Santa Claus costume.
Yep.
So I tried it 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I scared the living bejesus out of them. Absolutely. The first ho, 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 they were out the back door at a gallop. So I haven't done it since.
So are we going to hear Russell Crowe's voice or a different voice if we go and see Ben-Hur, the arena spectacular?
I was thinking of using this one.
Certainly a new take.
The story of Ben-Hur.
It modernises it. Couldn't help but notice today, Russ, the press conference was at Woolloomooloo at the Blue Hotel. Now, if people familiar with the geography of Sydney would know, it's very close to your own house. Was that your choice?
It's actually part of my house. It's kind of like what I call the foyer.
Russell, how do people see anything? That's the first question that you kind of feel when you hear that there's so many thousand actors or performers and backstage and so on as part of the Arena Spectacular. My guess is there's got to be a hell of a lot of cameras following it as well.
Yeah, there's big screen stuff as well for the more intimate moments.
Yeah.
But you need this space to see this. I mean, the actual performance area is 15,000 square metres.
Jeez. Again, not to reference it to your house, but that's almost as big as your place.
Nearly. When you add balconies and car parks. It follows, Christ's last days. It has the sort of the judgment on Christ and Pontius Pilate making that decision and all that, which is all connected in the Ben-Hur story.
Yeah, of course. But
because Ben-Hur, if you don't know, was a Hebrew prince, and he befriended the son, the guy sent out from Rome to collect the taxes. And these two guys were friends when they were kids. You know, it's a gigantic story. And then
so it's sort of like, dude, where's my chariot?
Very similar. That's what I was just getting to. And he loses his keys. And then
Russell, we know you're busy, you got to go, but we wanted to bring up something with you that you said last time you were on the show. We think it's quite fitting,
quite prophetic
in the current climate of the NRL. Have a listen.
Annoying salary cap thing, you know, having to fit everybody into the same frame. And I look at other teams and I scratch my head and I go, how do you manage to get that many players when I know how much they're worth in the game in the same squad?
They have a lot of maintenance jobs around the club, mate. No,
apparently so.
Maintenance with quotation marks.
Apparently it helps to have a friendly property developer on hand.
Here's to the Rabbitohs having a couple of millionaire gardeners hanging around next year.
That was last time you were on, Russ.
Prophetic words. What?
Very wise words.
Just wanted to let you know that if you have gone out and tried to get some millionaire gardeners,
everyone's onto the scam now. It seems that wasn't as sneaky as we thought. It turns out, the whistle has been blown. I mean, Andy and I listened to that and just went, "What an amazing prediction of sorts there from Russell." Get rid of the octopus. Get the rustopus in. What else can you predict?
Well, the uncomfortable thing about that is that what I was musing about and what we're all so focused on, obviously, has come to pass. Because it is a very restrictive thing, the salary cap. And however, if you took the salary cap away, even though it would be beneficial to the players, it would allow 2 or 3 teams that have a very strong corporate backing to simply dominate the game. As you find in England, the game has come down to 4 teams and the rest. So they're not concerned, the other teams, about will they win the premiership, will they get into the top 4. They're actually battling from positions 5 to 8.
Yeah, they should have another little cup
the
for
poor man's cup.
whoever comes 5th. I thought could be a nice idea.
Well, it's just get those 4 teams to play each other over and over again because, whoopty-poopty.
Absolutely. And can I just say, I think that's the first time we've ever had anyone say whoopty-poopty on the show.
Yeah, I like that. Breaking new ground again.
Russell Crowe, thank you very much for joining us, mate. Ben-Hur, of course, is going to be an amazing, it's a stadium spectacular.
Oh, if you want to see whatever's above spectacular, which could be whoopty-poopty, this the arena show.
ANZ Stadium, the 22nd and 23rd of October is when it kicks off. It's narrated by Russell Crowe. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Cheers, boys. Have a great time.
Thanks.